There's a story about Guillaume Apollinaire, born Wilhelm Apollinaire Kostrowicki, that strange character of modernism who was present at the premiere of Rites of Spring, who was the inventor of the word surrealism and author of calligrams, who was blamed not once but twice for stealing the Mona Lisa from the Louvre, and suffered a head injury during the First World War. Lying in his hospital bed, his head bandaged but infected, he was delirious and dying, and he heard the people in the streets protesting the German king. "Death to Guillaume! Death to Guillaume! Death to Guillaume!" they chanted. And so Guillaume Apollinaire died in the year 1918. It is 93 years later, and Jake Kennedy has written Apollinaire's speech to the war medic, probably because Guillaume never got the chance. And so to welcome our next reader to the stage and to set the mood, could we have a little chant, please? Death to Jake. Death to Jake. Death to Jake. Death to Jake. Keep going. Death to Jake. Death to Jake.
That's just like entering one of my classes back at the college. Thanks a lot. I'm accustomed to that chant. I would just like to say thank you to Jay, and thanks a lot to Hazel and Cole and Reed for being thugs, pretty radical thugs. You're welcome to stand up and support me. I might pass out because Jay put me after Phil Hall. That was nice. You fuck. And thanks, Jenny, wherever you are. And I wore the hat so I didn't blind you all. Okay, so I'm just gonna read 60 pages. Thanks, Aaron. Hey, one of my favorite poets of all time that's for real is Erin Murray, and she's over here. And once, yeah, for real. Totes, as best friend would say, is watching on the internet. I'm not gonna read, I'm just gonna talk. Is that okay? Okay. I don't know a lot of people in the Can Lit, but this person who's also rad, Sina Kara, she told me this story that when Erin is looking at students' work, sometimes if they're using too much abstract language, she crosses it out and writes the word moose beside it. So if they're talking about like passion or loneliness, she'll just cross that shit out and say moose. So this poem is called Moose, and it's after Erin Murray. I don't know if that's true, but this poem fucking rocks. So. A moose is a reprimand to the forest's awe at falling leaf, as if value adheres only in stillness and the tiny. The moose typically shits atop the glass lake. A moose is a hairdo covered in candelabra webs. It's a word which stands for that solitude found in a number of oil-based contexts: black pond, summer field, approaching storm. In practice, it is usually an organism which, by its movements, resembles three adults: head, back, and asshole. In a moose world, snow collects on top of the long head in order to cool the heat of the brain. That's Moose. That was just Moose right there. Thanks, y'all. Hey, this one's for my friend Jave, who's also, I think, probably like the most ass-kicking multimedia artist, poet, radical person around. He came all the way here from like Montreal. I'm just gonna say that, Jave. It's called The Lynchian. Dear wall with stains, dear makeup, dear highway, Dear stage with red curtains, dear three-legged dog, dear industrial sound, I'm afraid of your sound, I'm afraid of your stains, I'm afraid of your dog, I'm afraid of your makeup, I'm afraid of your curtains, I'm afraid of your fucking highway. That's it, Jave. Okay. Okay, maybe I'll just read this one, and then I'll get the fuck off the stage. This is called History of a Tiger, and it's I was trying to do Rilke, but as if he was brought up on double doubles and donuts and stuff. How should it, jaws locked, explain to the victim a coming-of-age story? First, it uncovers shared fears and draws connections between all communities. Blood appears. The marvel is that normal people really do understand extraordinary suffering. Go on, they say, yet the tiger never implicates. There is a 1 to 1,000 chance that the subject or the subject's family will be swallowed entirely whole. Inside the tiger, the universe is reportedly a suburban night. Is this improbable? Is this impossible? The moon comes through the eyes and courses down the black hill of the throat. That sliding light is phosphorescent indigo. This tunnel is a history of strange torsions. It's as if the victim's swallowed face is wearing the mask of the tiger, breathing its breath and seeing its sights. The video shows that beyond comradeship, eating a stranger offers moments of religious euphoria. At last, the human body has discovered the end point of being a sports fan and begins screaming for itself. It does not read late into the night. It lives at a sensitive remove from language, and its catching inexactitude, wanting, seeking, and finding, we know, is not a linear enterprise. As the morning rises in the shape of half an eyeball, all beliefs are new. The sunlight, even in Armstrong, BC, offers a version of the way the world used to see itself yesterday, one way of illuminating the future over and over again. And that is what makes the tiger so sleepy. Thanks a lot, Jay.